Vesting is a big issue. There are a number of ways the company can protect itself in vesting. Typically, people don't think about this issue and they say, there's 5 members, everyone gets 20%. Without any other kind of documentation, guess what? One of the members can leave the second day the company's formed and they still own 20% of your business. You can argue it in court, but the fact is you're probably in front of a judge. If you put into your contract a vesting schedule where people don't vest any stock unless they've been with the company, say, for 6 months, now someone leaves in the second day of operations or after 3 or 4 months, they get 0. Very, very critical to look at in every single operating agreement I have done. And there's many ways to put in the form of vesting and different types of vesting, but every single one I've done, I have vesting in it, and I pretty much won't allow a client to sign an agreement that doesn't have a very, very strong vesting agreement between the members. And then we talked before about member obligations, including things like non-compete and confidentiality. They're enforceable in various ways, too detailed to talk about for this segment, but there's a number of ways you can protect yourself by time, how much time after they leave the business can they not expose or come after your employees, the scope of what they're doing, and also the geography. For instance, if you have an Arizona company, would you want to limit them to anything outside? They can't do any business that competes in the Phoenix metropolitan area. And that's very, very legal. You can do that. When you have business owners, you can restrict each other on how you're going to do business if one leaves the company. And then earlier I mentioned dispute resolution and deadlock. Dispute resolution and deadlock, everyone says, well, we're friends. We don't really have to worry about that. The fact is that great fences make great neighbors, and you need to consider dispute resolution and deadlock before you start your business. And some ideas then about the LLC operating agreement. Don't discuss percentages with prospective members, okay? You have units in an LLC much like you have shares in the company, but we're all talking about equity. If you say, Joe, you have 3% of my business, what does that mean? Is it diluting? If you get a new investment, does he get 3% forever? You should not talk about, even among friends, when you're setting up the business, you should talk about here's the total of the business, 1,000 units, and everyone gets 200 units, or something of that nature. Speak about units, not in percentages, and you'll be a lot happier down the road. The level of effort required, I really like to put in some wording on what the members are going to have to give in writing to earn these units, okay? And that helps you as well, because now if someone leaves after a very short period of time, not only do you have a vesting schedule to protect yourself, you have a level of effort requirement, and you can go back to a tribunal and say they walked away from their requirements, they don't get any equity in the business. It's just another protection I like to add in. And I just had an example where someone looking at I'm going to be working for the LLC full-time, and they got another job in their hometown, and they left the LLC pretty much entirely, but they're a third owner. Very, 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 very harmful to the business to have these kind of issues come up. Instead of making money, you're trying to negotiate with former partners and their attorneys over what level of ownership they have in a company. And then vesting, I usually have a right of first refusal option for the company to buy back the equity. And that keeps, again, it's a great fence and it makes even better neighbors and better partners. If you have the ability to buy back units when people leave at fair market value, then you don't have someone out there that could be a direct competitor that owns part of your business. Just another consideration.